Hey boaters, Keith McGowan here. I am the Outboard Dad here to help you have a better boating experience. Today we're going to get into this 250 horsepower Yamaha OX66. Now if you remember, I'm in the middle of the 2-stroke, 4-stroke debate for rebuilds, but I also have customers that need parts off of these and I want to get them running. We're in the middle of the summer. I don't want to hold anybody up. Those are kind of longer term projects. We're going to continue on with that as time allows. But this 250 only had one cylinder. You probably saw in a previous video that was low, was at 60 psi. The other ones were between 110 and 115. Pulled the heads, all the bolts came out without a problem, took some pictures, sent it to a gentleman down in Florida who's looking for one of these blocks. Down there in Florida, he has a difficult time finding blocks that aren't completely corroded. I guess up here in Jersey don't get used as much, and probably less corrosion with the salt water than what they have down there in Florida, or at least where he's at. So I got to get this apart, which means I have to get it on a kind of a stand, and I'm debating, do I take that metal off, put it over here temporarily? That's probably what I'll do to get it on the stand so I can work around it. And I want to get this block off. I want to get it stripped down because he just needs the bare block and the heads. Obviously the crankcase cover as well, but he doesn't need the crank and the connecting rods and pistons, any of that stuff. He's good with that. Plus it'll be a lot less with the shipping. So let's go ahead and jockey these motors around and then we'll start taking apart and parting out. So if you need any parts off of this Yamaha 250 OX66, you're going to watch it come apart. You can see all these parts as I do it and let me know what you need and I'll ship it out to you. Let's get going. I have a little wheel contraption I put on here. Kind of helps me keep it level. I don't have to hold on to something while I'm cranking it up. Also, I can move it around with the lift a lot easier. The wheels are not the greatest. I tried to use the airless wheels from Harbor Freight. Okay with the 90 horsepower motors, but these 250s are just too heavy for those. They flatten out when you sit too long. Yeah, I can just kind of bring it over nice and easy. If you noticed, I used my eye instead of the lifting eye that's on the back of this. Number one, I wanted to bring it up straight. Number two, I can swivel this a lot easier without having the hook in that piece. It doesn't allow me to swing it around. This is what I made. You can see these wheels didn't work out. How it flattened it out. Well, it's only flat on one side, but whose dumb idea was that? There's our poppet valves, probably never been removed. Probably need to get my lift in a little closer here. Never get underneath a load. So I guess we'll start with the flywheel and some electronic stuff. I'm just going to start zipping stuff apart here. Lots of 10 millimeter and 12 millimeter stuff. Let me know what you need. We'll start taking these off one by one. So this is interesting because these can get clogged up and cause problems. Has a nut bolt on the inside, so you have to kind of fish the wires down a little bit. There we go. Looks clean. I think this was replaced. Three bolts. Yeah. Don't know if it was replaced or not, but it certainly is in good shape. We will go ahead and, so this is a little valve that goes right into the cylinder wall. So we want to make sure we put that back in place. All of these bolts that go with it will stay with it. And we'll eventually bag this stuff up. But put that aside. See if we can fit this in a bag now. It's not completely, but enough that we can lose less parts. Okay. So we have a knock sensor here. Pretty cool. These kind of get corroded sometimes. It'll make a misfire if it fails, but it's in pretty good shape. Put a bunch of little electronic parts in one baggie. Now we have our I want to say camshaft sensor, but it's our like a timing. Yeah, I can think. That doesn't appear to want to come off, so we'll wait till we get the flywheel off to mess with that. So we'll take this off of here. And we will just start removing things. Let's get these thermostats out. Let's see what it looks like. Got a couple sensors with the thermostat cover. We will unplug our sensors. Pretty clean. Yeah, not too bad. Did somebody care? A little crusty rusty there. Most likely when it started losing power, they didn't care about the thermostats anymore. We'll chuck them. It's not really what I meant to say, is they didn't care about flushing once they had problems with it. It took it to the shop. Oh, it's got a problem. Oh, it needs a new motor. Oh, forget it, you know. Lots of grounds. Well, the bolts coming out so far, even the crusty rusty ones, which I like to see. Okay, let's unplug here. This goes over to our fuel pump, I think. Yeah, these are definitely newer tie straps, so somebody cared. Now this goes to our stator, right? So that's that. This comes to here. This comes around here and goes to our main harness plugs. This comes over here. We can unplug this. For that sensor, and unplug this. For that sensor, we can squeeze this out of here, right? Take this sensor off. This one's a little crusty. I don't know that anybody would buy it. It probably still works, but you know, this is one of those things, if you're doing a rebuild, probably want to replace, but somebody would probably want it as a test, you know, if they're having a problem and they want to replace that part. All right, what else we got here? We'll unplug here for our shift sensor. And let's get the rest of this apart. We put you in a better spot.